Welcome to our channel. Today's topic is America's trillion debt problem, why the world is watching. You cannot believe what I will tell you. The United States just crossed $39 trillion in debt. What a depressing performance. That debt is more than the entire economies of China, Germany, and Japan combined. It's really a confusing and mind-blowing achievement how the United States will reimburse this astronomical debt. What happens when the world's most powerful economy owes more than it can realistically repay? The geopolitics troubles we are seeing now, aren't they partially due to this burden? Because right now the entire world is watching. Serious nations are quietly preparing to protect themselves. Most people hear national debt and don't realize what it means. They don't understand the seriousness of the issue. The number shapes interest rates, inflation, global trade, and even geopolitical power. I hope you understand now the gravity of the subject. Yes, we are talking about a specific nation's debt, but it's money owing to the rest of the world. It's not only the US problem, but the world's problem. This video will explain what the $39 trillion debt actually means, who the US really owes, why this is becoming a global concern, and most importantly, what could happen next. Part 1, the magnitude of the problem. I just verified the numbers. Right now, we are talking about over $39 trillion of debt, what it means. What's the magnitude of this debt? If you earned $1 every second, it would take you over 1.2 million years to reach that amount. The US is adding over $1 trillion in debt every few months. The speed at which the debt is rising is really fast. Interests are inflating at an alarming proportion. This is money that should be spent on infrastructure, defense, healthcare, social projects for impacts in life. Unfortunately, it's being eaten up by interests. Part 2, who are the debt holders? Most US debt is held by American investors, pension funds, the Federal Reserve. Foreign countries hold a smaller but still important share. You can count Japan, China, Brazil, the UK. The US needs to maintain a positive posture at a world stage. Lenders need to feel safe to lend money to the US government. Confidence should not be breached to continue receiving financial support from lenders. Hope the constant noise of geopolitics, many times instigated by us, will not push lenders to reduce their risk from this nation. The discussion is going on how to minimize financial exposure from the US. Part 3, why the world is watching. For many years, the US debt was not seen as a problem. The US dollar being a reserve currency, nations and investors feel confident to buy bonds and other US financial products. In concrete terms, global trade is priced in dollars, central banks hold dollar reserves, and US treasuries are considered the safest asset in the world. Trust was the precious commodity. Now it's being tested. Key factors: rising interest rates, higher borrowing costs, political gridlock, debt ceiling crises, increasing deficits, structural imbalance, foreign money confiscation, eroding confidence. Part for the mindset is changing. We're starting to see subtle but important changes. Some countries are trading oil in non-dollar Currencies, gold reserves are mounting with central banks. Regional trade blocs are looking for more alternatives. From the current financial system, this isn't a collapse. It's a slow move. Backup plans are being implemented, such as currency diversification. Part 5, What Could Happen Next? We are foreseeing 3 possible scenarios. 1. Controlled stabilization. The U.S. gradually reduces deficits, slows debt growth, and maintains trust. 2. Inflationary solution. Debt is effectively reduced through inflation, meaning the dollar loses purchasing power. 3. Loss of confidence. Investors demand higher interest rates, making the debt even more expensive. This will trigger a dangerous cycle, painful solutions, but necessary if this cycle needs to end. No quick fix, but all of them are being priced into the global system right now. What can we conclude? The argument we presented is not only $39 trillion of debt owed by the United States. It's the implication of that debt to the rest of the world. The financial system is constructed on trust. It's based to the assumption that this debt is safe. When there's a doubt, nations, slowly and quietly, look for ways to reduce exposure to the United States. You have heard about selling off bonds or repatriation of gold to Europe or other parts of the world. They are not isolated moves. They are links to the fear that something catastrophic can happen regarding the U.S. debt or the amount of dollar reserve to keep at central banks level. Yes, the world is watching, but more importantly, what nations will do next. If you found this breakdown useful, subscribe and like for more deep dives into the global economy. What's your comments about this subject?